Hello, non-seniors. This video is for May 13th. So tomorrow, and then after the 13th, guys, we'll have next Monday. We'll start going over anything you want. Guys, remember to go ahead and go vote on when you want a big review session. So remember, our test next week is the 20th and the 21st. Right now, let's just take a look. I'll share with you what the current vote is right now. Let's pull it up here. Right now, I think having a review session Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday for micro and Wednesday afternoon for macro is what's winning. So after the micro test, doing it. So right now, yep, May 19th, the afternoon of May 19th. So you guys want to do it Wednesday or Tuesday evening instead of Wednesday morning right before the test, and that's good. Or Tuesday afternoon. And also afternoon is winning May 20th after the micro exam. So probably start around 4:15 or something like that. And guys, I'll be on Google Meet. I'm going to ask you guys to send me topics you really want me to go over so I can start getting examples ready and everything else. That's what your attendance check is going to be for today, is just to log in and send me a couple of things from micro and from macro that you want to see on the review so I can get some examples and get a good review built. Someone wanted to try to do a Kahoot. Probably could do a Kahoot on Google Meet. I could start it and share the code with you, and you guys would just be able to um, play it on. We'll play it on Google Meet because you can see my screen. I can share my screen, so we can try to do that. But I want to know what things you guys really want on there. And remember, the test is 45 minutes, and it's just 2 open response. And I know some of you took the AP Government test, so you know 2 days before your exam, you should get the admission ticket. So Monday, you should get your admission ticket for micro, and Tuesday, you should get your admission ticket for macro. And I hope all of you have had some good success so far taking tests. I know government was yesterday and calculus was today, and I don't remember what's tomorrow. So if any of you have tests tomorrow, good luck. And guys, it's testing week. That's why your attendance checks are going to be pretty easy. Is like, what do you want to review? Okay, but let's go over the utility question from Monday. So this was the last thing in micro that we had not done a review question on. Remember, utility is the extra usefulness or the usefulness you get when you add another product. And marginal utility is the usefulness from adding one more product. Remember, in micro, anytime you see the word marginal, it means one more thing. So, all right, so question 2 here, I don't remember what year this was. 2008, 9, 10, somewhere in there. But utility and price elasticity of demand are important concepts in explaining consumer behavior. Define marginal utility. It's the usefulness, the extra usefulness you get from buying one more thing. That's all utility is, right? The table shows the quantities, prices, and marginal utilities of 2 goods, fudge and coffee, which Mandy purchases. Mandy spends all of her money and buys only 2 goods, fudge and coffee. In order to maximize her utility, should Mandy purchase more fudge and less coffee, more coffee and less fudge, or maintain her current consumption? So here's where you have to figure out the marginal utility per dollar spent. Okay, so the pounds right now doesn't really matter. You're looking at the marginal utility of the last pound of each one, and you divide it by the cost. So the marginal utility per dollar spent for fudge is $6. Or she gets 6 extra points of utility per dollar spent. For coffee, 20 divided by 4 is 5. So for fudge, she gets 6 extra usefulness points for every dollar. For coffee, she only gets 5. So to increase her utility, she should buy more fudge and less coffee. All right, so fudge is you divide the marginal utility by dollar by the price. So 12 divided by 2 is 6. Coffee, 20 divided by 4 is 5. So for fudge, she's getting 6 utility points per dollar spent. For coffee, she's only getting 5. So to maximize her utility, she should buy more fudge and less coffee. And then you would explain. Margin utility per dollar spent for fudge is 6. Margin utility per dollar spent on coffee is 5. That's how you would explain it. 6 is greater than 5. You could even do that. 6 is greater than 5, right? C, assume the consumers always buy 20 units of good R each month regardless of its price. So this is kind of going on. The second half of this question was about supply and demand. So what is the numerical value of the price elasticity of demand for good R? So this is a perfectly elastic good. They buy 20 units of good no matter what it costs. So the price elasticity of that is 0. A change in price majorly impacts, or does not impact at all, the elasticity of demand. Sorry, it's a vertical line. Demand for that is vertical. It's inelastic demand. I stated that wrong, so please forgive me. It's inelastic demand. It's a vertical line. They buy 20 units no matter what its price is. Right? All right, guys. So perfectly inelastic demand, because they'll buy 20 units no matter what the cost is. So you're going to have a vertical demand curve at a quantity of 20 no matter what the price is. And so remember, price elasticity, the numerical value is 0. So one is unit elastic. Anything less than 1 is inelastic. 0 is perfectly inelastic. Anything above 1 is elastic. And then any perfectly elastic it's infinite, right? Because you can't do that math, right? So part 2, if the government implements a per unit tax of $2 on good R, how much of the tax will the seller pay? So since it's inelastic demand, if they put a $2 tax on a good that we will buy no matter what the cost is, the consumer will pay all the tax. So there were 2 right answers on that one. You could say the producer pays 0 tax, or you can say the seller pays none of the tax, or you could say the consumer pays all the tax. So the question says, how much of the tax will the seller pay? 0. The seller doesn't pay. We'll pay the full tax because of the perfectly inelastic demand. Right? So question 2. Sasha is a utility maximizing consumer who spends all of her income on peanuts and bananas, both of which are normal goods. So Sasha only buys peanuts and bananas. Right? The last unit of peanuts consumed, Sasha's utility went from 40 to 48. And the last unit of bananas, her total utility increased from 52 to 56. Right? So the price of a unit of peanuts is $1, and Sasha is maximizing utility. What is the price of a unit of bananas? So you need to know, you have to do a little math here. So total utility for peanuts went from 40 to 48. So that means the margin utility is 8. The price of peanuts is $1. So 8 divided by 1 is 8. So her marginal utility per dollar was 8. So if she's maximizing her utility, that means whatever the price of bananas is, the marginal utility per dollar spent has to equal 8. So her marginal utility is 4. So what do you divide 4 by to get an answer of 8? That's what you have to calculate, right? So 4 divided by what equals 8? It's 4 divided by 0.5, right? So the price of bananas is 50 cents if she's already maximizing her utility, right? B, assume that the cross-price elasticity of demand between peanuts and bananas is positive. A widespread disease has destroyed the banana crop. What will have an equilibrium price and equilibrium quantity of peanuts in the short run? Explain. Right, so the cross-price elasticity of demand is positive. That means that the goods are what? So assume the cross-price elasticity of demand between peanuts and bananas is positive. Remember, a positive cross-price elasticity means that the goods are substitutes. And I'll make sure, and I think I shared that, the elasticity equations, but So remember, for cross price elasticity, positive means they're substitutes, negative means they're complements. So if there's a cross price elasticity of demand that's positive and a widespread disease destroyed the banana crop, what'll have an equilibrium price and quantity of peanuts in the short run? They'll both increase. Explain. Peanuts are a substitute for bananas, so if there are no bananas, everyone will want peanuts, right? Or the bananas that are left will become really expensive, and everyone will buy peanuts because they are complement or substitute goods because they're a positive cross price elasticity. Assume that the price of bananas increases. Will the substitution effect increase, decrease, or have no effect on the quantity of bananas demanded? The substitution effect will decrease the amount of bananas she wants if the banana prices of bananas double, because bananas and peanuts are substitutes in this question. What happens to Sasha's real income? Right, so what happens to Sasha's real income? Sasha's real income decreases. Remember, real income is the amount of money you have to spend. So if the price of bananas goes up, that will drive the price of peanuts up also. So there is an increase in price level. So her real income, which is what she can actually buy with her income, will decrease. Right, so those are the answers to the two utility FRQs that were for attendance. Some of you guys need to make sure you get that finished, and because I will be putting those in tomorrow, and they do count as a quiz grade, so make sure you get those finished. And then the other thing I want you guys to do tomorrow is I posted Mr. Clifford's Everything You Need to Know micro video, Everything You Need to Know macro. These are just reviews. And he tells you right at the beginning, this is not to replace your course. This is just a real fast review of the main topics that the College Board likes to ask questions about. They are long, 28 minutes for micro, 29 for macro. So you could watch this and then you could send in your, hey, he mentioned this real fast. Can we spend more time on this? So your attendance for tomorrow is just send me what topics you want more information about. And I also am going to email the seniors and ask them to respond, not for attendance, but to respond for, hey, what topics do you want a little more information on before the test or during the review? So I hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I'll see you tomorrow. If you log into Google Meet, Friday, guys, is our hangout day. So if you have any questions or anything, or you want to specifically say, hey, I'm confused about this. Can we really make sure we get a lot of this on the review? That's when we need to do it. So hope to see some of you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. See ya.